snooze right now.
Well, I win. Google me.
We're not hosting an intergalactic kegger down here.
I didn't know that Indiana had 75,000 fans.
You better check the back of your leg.
Woo, baby.
And that better not smell, otherwise I'm gonna hit you.
No, it won't. That was a firecracker.
That was bad.
Yeah, it was good. Felt great. I don't know what you're talking about. It is the College Football Kegger here, 105.3 The Fan. I did not know Indiana had that many fans that were willing to travel to Atlanta. That was the entire stadium. I don't know if Oregon had used all their money in the previous week, getting the game that they had, their home game against James
Madison.
Madison.
Smelling it, RJ.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I'm smelling it.
No. I don't smell a thing.
I don't smell anything.
There you go.
You're in the other room with the window. Shut up.
That was a destruction, and Indiana's crowd is so loud. Like, they were a big factor in this game, a big, major factor. But what we are seeing is just... I'm losing words for this. I really am, because this was... We're now talking about 2 games they've played. They've scored almost 100 points. Right? They got like 94 points in the 2 games they've played. They've absolutely destroyed the other 2. They've won by 34 points.
What did you eat?
And 35 points.
What did you eat for dinner?
What did I have for dinner? It doesn't smell.
It does smell. Don't tell me my
I'm telling you, I don't smell it. What did I have for dinner last night? We had...
And you usually don't do it like that. That was like...
Oh, I had chicken.
Like 8 seconds
Chicken.
while looking at me.
Yeah, it kept going.
Gosh.
It was one of those good ones. 34 points and 35 points, the margin of victories in this thing. I mean, just remarkable. Remarkable destruction that Indiana and Curt Cignetti have put together. And they've done it in a way that needs to be shown as the next new and only blueprint for college football, and that is old men. Old men. The average age of Indiana's football team, Sean, is 23 years old. Of the
What?
The average age of the Green Bay Packers is 25.
Wow. First play, pick 6. I was actually surprised that Oregon responded with a touchdown drive.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to fold up. This was 42-7, and they scored touchdowns on 4 consecutive offensive drives. Mendoza, 17-20 for 177 and 5 touchdowns. So in 2 CFP games, he has 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 5 incompletions. They're just perfectly efficient.
Yeah. Guys, they had 56 points in the first 59 plays. I don't know I don't know what is going on here. People are already saying that they're cheating. That they have this.
How?
They're saying they've hacked into the cloud where all the coaches keep the game film and the practice film, because he goes, people are saying there's no way they knew that first play was coming, that they had the pick 6 on. It's just such a treat to watch.
It is.
And we don't ever see anything like this.
Mendoza since halftime against Ohio State. Bobby tweeted this out. He'll be back tomorrow. 36 of 43 for 504, 9 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Fernando, Heisman Trophy winner, has outscored Ohio State, Bama, and Oregon 101-25. And the haves versus the have-nots, number of 4 and 5 stars on the roster.
Yeah, they're the have-nots.
Yeah, they have 8. They have 8 4 and 5 stars. Oregon had 55. 55-8. And they got overwhelmed, and they got smashed.
They don't have any 5-star players. They've got, and listen, these are their high school recruiting rankings over the last 3 years. Ready? This year they were 34th. That's this year's. So these kids are not in school yet. Last year they were 49th. And the year before that, SIG's first year, they were 66th. They don't care about high school recruiting. They've got about 12 to 24 high school players on their roster. The rest are filled with 4th, 5th, and 6th-year players. They have 0 offensive starters under the age of 21. 0. They have 23-year-old men. All these guys they have are 2- and 3-star players. Mendoza was a 2-star guy. 2-star guy. But by the time they're 23, they're 5-star. Now, a 23-year-old 2-star player will almost always be better than an 18-year-old 5-star. Almost always. Now, there are certain exceptions, right? Jeremiah Smith exception. You're always going to have that. But Like, if you were to put Arch Manning and Fernando Mendoza next to each other, Arch Manning got all the talent, all the skills, all the tools. But Fernando, at 23 years old, is better. Carson Beck was in the same recruiting class as Bijan Robinson. The same recruiting class as Bijan and Jackson Smith and Jigba. And he's still playing college football.
And it's 7.5 against Miami in Miami.
If this thing goes off anything less than 10, which it will, you have to take Indiana. Now, the only team that could actually do this is Miami because they're kind of built with old men, too.
And they play slow, plodding, offensively. They want to dominate time of possession. And their calling card and strength is their defense.
It is.
And they create some turnovers. And they get to Mendoza.
But the average age of 23 years old, to have a quarterback who just doesn't make mistakes, to have a coach that is so, meticulous about what he does and so efficient with how he works his team and keeps them fresh. And now you're giving that guy 10 days to prep because the game's a week from today. We're 3 days removed from the time they played.
Have you already bet it?
I've not. I should.
Don't you want to do it before it gets higher?
I do. I just haven't had a chance to. Because I don't really think it matters. 7.5, 8.5. They're going to win by 30 anyway.
College football kegger here on Shan and RJ. We spy on Filthy after the Eagles were eliminated against San Fran, coming up at 7:20 in the commercial-free expressway, and best and worst of the weekend.
Now, is it the best team we've ever seen? And look, they could win this game by 30 points, and I think I have to have the same thought process regardless. I'm looking at this era of college football like the salary cap era in the NFL.
Separating it?
Yeah, because the teams are not as good now. They're not as dominant. This team is like the 07 Patriots will never be as good as the 92 Cowboys.
Right.
The 92 Cowboys had starters backing up starters. The league was different.
Kevin Hagelin wouldn't even have the 07 Patriots. It's great.
Right. The league was different.
They lost in the title game.
They lost the title game anyway. The league was different. You could stockpile players. This team would get worked by some of those Saban Bama teams that were able to hoard all these guys. Now, but compared to their peers, it's such a destroy. I don't know, compared to their peers, that I've seen a team as dominant since Miami in 01. That Ken Dorsey, Jeremy Shockey, all those dudes, right? All those players. So this is from against your peers as dominant. But to call this the greatest team you've ever seen, this team would not be in the top 30 of all the great teams that we've seen over the last several decades where you could just hoard and stockpile all this talent. I mean, that Ohio State team that beat Miami, I think they had 20 of the 22 starters go to the NFL. All right? You're not going to see that. You're just not going to see that around. So, it's a great team, comparatively speaking, to their peers, but it is not an all-time great team because you can't hoard the talent. Lane Kiffin, he has lost another player in the portal that he wanted. He loses the number 3 overall player, Chaz Coleman, who was at Penn State. He really wanted him bad. But he has decided to go and stalk Sam Levitt across state lines.
Across state lines.
I always love when I see that, across state lines.
It can't be he traveled to Tennessee to go see Levitt.
It couldn't be.
He took a flight.
It couldn't be. It was across state lines.
And Lane, in true troll form, he just tweets a picture of the Tennessee airport.
That's it. So,
and all that comes with it.
He goes to Knoxville to go see Sam Levitt, who was on a visit with Tennessee, to try to stalk him, to get him and convince him to come to LSU. Because Sam's like, I'm not signing. Sam has been saying this from the beginning. He's going to go through his entire run of all these teams and then make his decision. But there's Lane going across state lines and, trying to get his quarterback to commit to LSU. We'll see. We'll see if it works. He's had a tough one. He has had a real tough stretch of recruits deciding to go elsewhere. Oh, I forgot about the Indiana Hoosiers. This media member, this hacked me off.
Broadus, by the way, said curious what Choppy thought of the 2019 LSU team.
Same thing. Unbelievable team. One of the great teams we've ever seen. They're the ones that get forgotten for me for some reason. I think it was because it was like COVID happened like 2 months later after they won.
They do give it a little bit forgotten.
They do. They shouldn't get forgotten because I think that team was, let's see, it's them, 08 Florida, 04
As what?
USC, as some of the greatest teams I can remember, right? 04 USC, the one that beat Oklahoma by 1,000. Miami, Ohio State,
Canes.
Some of the great teams. We also forget about that Florida State team that lost to Va Tech. Because the only reason that the game was even close was Michael Vick. Like, he was just such a cheat code. I forgot about this with the Hoosiers. Nick Marsh, he is a former Michigan State wide receiver. He's expected to be one of the top targets for incoming quarterback Josh Hoover, right? He was TCU's quarterback, and now he is heading to Indiana. So Marsh is heading to Indiana. Well, somebody at the game takes a picture of Nick Marsh's phone. And there's an app. It's the FanDuel app. It's not allowed.
I don't gamble.
That's illegal. That's a college athlete. Now, you can, as a college athlete, bet, but it cannot be bet on sports that have an NCAA championship. So, which, I mean, what sport would that? I don't know, right? I don't know what you would be able to do. But, shame on this person. Shame on this person.
This is a Bobby move. You zoom in with your super phone.
Yeah, with your super phone.
And they're big typing and screen. A lot more people, by the way, have the
big type, the big font.
Not the big font, but the block, the side block.
Oh yeah.
People even have it on their iPads, a privacy screen. I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm trying to peer and I'm trying to look and I'm blacked out.
Yeah.
I thought it was only Derek Holland.
No, you know what you are there? You're Inglewood. Always up to no good. That's what you are. You got a privacy screen. You are up to no good.
I've never believed in those. Like, I've never wanted one. I've never been like, you know what? I need one of those. Like, if you want to look at my phone, dude, look at it. I don't care.
Exactly, man. Well, look at my phone. Look to see what I'm texting. You don't want to see what's going on there. All right? You want to look? Go ahead.
You're going to be disturbed.
Yeah, you'll be disturbed.
You're going to be scarred.
You go right ahead and look. But, this guy could have...
looking at Aiden's phone.
This guy could have downloaded this. First of all, he's not even of age. But he could have downloaded this just to see. You can play free bets. I got an account that... Because we can't bet here in Texas on some of these. But I have an account for free games. I'm playing against my buddies. Nothing wrong with that.
Downloading the app does nothing wrong. It's not illegal to have the app.
It's not illegal to have the app. It's not illegal. Shame on this person. You're playing gotcha journalism here. That's what this is. And I don't even know this. This isn't even a media member. This is just gotcha. That's all it is. College football.